We're here today in the last couple of days because we want to be heard, and we want people to know that the last couple of years have definitely changed for us nurses. In the emergency room specifically, a lot more patients are coming in sicker, their acuity level. They're having to stay in the emergency department for hours, sometimes days, and they're not receiving the care that they need. They need specialty services. They need to come over to Duluth, and we can't get them over here. And just they're a lot sicker, and they need more attention and more care. And we're still working with the same amount of staff that we were prior to the pandemic, prior to having the high acuity level, the high census levels. So the patients aren't getting the care that they're needing right now. We're tired, and we're not able to be at our best.
Hi, my name's Jessica. I'm a RN as well at Essentia and Superior on the med-surg floor. And just like Ashley was mentioning, we've had such a high acuity and increase in census, I believe, nationwide. Hence why you see all the great support from all these great nurses and their families and friends coming out supporting that cause. The struggle is definitely staffing ratios to patient care. We still have not had a great amount of new nurses that have been recruited, enough to be able to replace the ones that have left nursing during COVID. On our unit specific, we are a very independent team where we have to work, and our only resources are each other. There's been many days where we have had our charge nurse that has had just as many patients as other staff nurses, and there isn't that help. We are our own wound team, our own IV team, and if there is an acute issue with a full floor, it could take all the nursing from multiple patients away to just one patient with little or no help from anyone, as we do not have a float pool. Also on our med-surg floor, we do struggle a little bit in the night shift, as we don't have a doctor on hand from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. We have an on-call doctor that is here in Duluth that we are instructed to chat with about issues that may be going on. But from a patient safety standpoint, if there was an emergency on our floor, then we would have to pull the one ER doctor from the ER up to our floor. And if there were two emergencies, at that point, there wouldn't be enough staff on hand to provide proper care. So again, it was really nice to see a lot of the Duluth nurses come to Superior to support us, as we do have a small population there. It's a small rural hospital setting. But otherwise, I think that's the biggest thing that we're really wanting to get across. I think that's why nurses are here. It isn't necessarily about our wage. A lot of it has to do with safe staffing for safe patient care is really what we care about. That's why we got into the profession to begin with.
You got this, Sam. Hi. My name is Sam, and I'm the ER nurse in Superior. I work primarily nights, and I work with one other nurse and a CNA. And I'm here for safe staffing, and mainly I'm here because of workplace violence. Earlier this year, I was assaulted by a patient that left me with a traumatic brain injury, and I still suffer with headaches, and I have aphasia that leaves me with a disconnect between my brain and my mouth sometimes, so my words don't come out right. And
I think the biggest thing is that we just don't have as many people in our department. So when situations like that does arise, we are very limited in the people that we have. So safety-wise, not only for the patients, but also for ourselves. So we don't have to be put in situations like Sam and everybody else have been put into. I think that's pretty key.
My name is Kristen Moss. I'm an RN. I work at St. Luke's Hospital. I've been employed at St. Luke's for 16 years, currently working in the operating room, and I'm here to introduce my coworker, Cindy Seguin.
So my name is Cindy Seguin. I'm a registered nurse at St. Luke's Hospital. I have been there for 26 years, and I've always considered St. Luke's to be my work family. I've worked in the intensive care units, and I'm currently in the operating room. So we have been fighting to provide the best care for our patients and to take care of our nurses. We've been working harder and harder with less and less. And the nurses are exhausted and short staffing, and we need help. And this is what we're going for, we're fighting for. So our patients, they are being housed in our emergency room because we do not have the nurses out on the floor to take care of them. We have patients after surgery who are being housed in recovery because we do not have the nurses on the floor to take care of them. In the operating room, our numbers are diminishing. We are at potential loss of losing more nurses, and we're talking years and years of experience, and so it's vitally important that we pay attention to this. We went to our operating room managers and we brought up ideas and ways that we can maintain, recruit nurses and retain the nurses that we have, because they're doing awesome work. And we are frustrated because we've been totally disregarded. And it's just frustrating because we're fighting for our patients. So my notes, what are we going to do? Okay, so we're going to do what we're doing. We're going to fight for our patients. We're going to fight for us and do the best job because we want to provide the best quality care for our community. And that's what we're doing. So we're standing up and we're fighting for our nurses in our profession. We care about our patients. Quality care is what we're going for. And we want to take care of our nurses. So we are asking St. Luke's to come back to the negotiating table and address the issues of the nurses and the issues surrounding our patients. We want them to come back and figure this out because the nurses are hurting and the patients are hurting as well. And that's what I have to say. Seguin. Seguin. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ashley Grimm. I represent the west side of Duluth on the St. Louis County Board, and first and foremost, I want to say thank you to so much to all these nurses for really being on the line with each other, for acting in solidarity, and for the work that you have done, especially over the last 2 years, which have been some of the hardest conditions. I am lucky to have a sister who's way more impressive than I am. She's a nurse at Essentia, and I remember her pinning ceremony where they really hit home that this isn't just a job to people. It really is something you want to do with your life. And we need to take care of our caretakers. So Essentia just came to the table and said, we are a public good, and so we should have county investment in some of our new projects. And yet, they are not treating their staff well. They're not listening when you're making very clear and important demands for patient safety, and instead are building a narrative that it's just about money, when very clearly it's about the role that you want to play, it's about the care that you can give to your neighbors and to your loved ones, and having safe work environments. So I'm here as your county commissioner, but I'm here as your neighbor and your community member too, to say we really stand behind you in solidarity. We respect your work, and that we'll be out here as long as you are out here until you actually get the types of work environment that you and all of us deserve.
And the nurses are happy to take any questions that you might have.
First question right here. Have there been talks since the strike began about another negotiation table? Are you guys still waiting on the hospitals to give you guys or notice on that?
For Essentia, I'm just learning that they are approaching us and offering dates. So we are looking over those dates and happy to come back to the table. And we're hopeful that with those dates we'll be able to reach an agreement. I haven't heard from St. Luke's yet, but we certainly hope, if they haven't yet, that they're offering dates that we can come back to the table as well.
Question over here. Can everyone that spoke, please say your name, spell your name, and give your title? Everyone that spoke,
Cindy Seguin, Cindy Seguin. I'm a registered nurse at St. Luke's.
Kristen Moss, KRISTENMAAS, and I'm a registered nurse.
Ashley Swanangel, ASHLEY, SCHWANANGEL, and I'm an RN at Essentia Superior ER.
Samantha Peterson, SAMANTHAPETERSON, registered nurse.
Jessica, JESSICA, Stoltman, STOLTMAN, BSN, MedSurg, Superior, Wisconsin.
Ashley Grimm, ASHLEY, GRIMM, St. Louis County Commissioner.
Thank you. My next question, of course you can.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
My next question for you all is, and anyone can answer this, your 3 days is over as of tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Did you accomplish what you set out to accomplish?
First and foremost, we're hoping that this brings the parties, brings management back to the table and gets us a contract settlement. So that'll remain to be seen. But secondly, we really wanted to elevate our message to the community. And I think based on the noise you see here, based on the community members, so many other unions, faith groups coming out to support us, I think that mission was accomplished.
What's next?
So what's next is we go back to the table and we hopefully have constructive dialogue with management engaging us and responding on our top priority, which is staffing.
Is that frustrating knowing that the replacement nurses and traveling nurses are probably getting paid what you guys are asking for?
So this isn't about money. It's not about wages. And this is about staffing the hospital. So I really think the frustrating part is simply that what we're asking for is to bring in more staff. If they could do what they're doing right now, tomorrow, this contract could be settled, right? So if they could just continue to staff the hospital, then I think we'd have no problem. We certainly are glad that our patients continue to get care, and we're really happy to be able to return to the bedside tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. to do that job.
As it stands right now, how far apart are you guys in negotiations? Are you optimistic you could strike a deal within the next negotiation session, or will it take a couple to get something done?
So I won't speak for St. Luke's, but I know for Essentia Health, we were hopeful that on Saturday, management for the first time responded to our staffing proposal. We felt like it was a starting point that we could finally start to have those discussions. Unfortunately, that was at the 11th hour, and they decided to walk away from the table. But I certainly hope that we can pick up where we left off and make movement in that issue.
If you guys hit another snag and it ends up being a bit a deal that's actually struck you negotiations, is there a possibility of a further strike in the future?
We're not focused on that right now. We're focused on going back to the table and having constructive dialogue and hopefully reaching a tentative agreement. Anything else we do after this will be decided by all of our members here today.
Any other questions?
Just get your name and spelling for us.
Chris Rubish, CHRISRUBESCH, and I'm the first vice president for the Minnesota Nurses Association.
What you had alluded to a little earlier, man. What does this community support mean to you all as nurses? To have so many people come out, honk their horns, what does it truly mean to you all to have this support?
So seeing everybody come out and support the nurses, the people going by honking, people have dropped off waters and cookies and supporting us and keeping us going and our momentum and just supporting. And because we are here for our cause, our nursing profession and the care that we give to patients. And we want to go back there and do that, So it is remarkable. And we want to return all of that back to the community. We want to be in there taking care of you and your family. So thank you. Thank you for doing everything. Appreciate it.
Any other questions?
All right. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.